the City of Toronto wish to set up an appeals body to get anything done. Transferring people to the court system is not a good way to deal with land. I don't know any judges that are planners, Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Question the member from Halliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Acting Premier. For weeks now, we've been asking you specific questions about the deletion of emails in the Premier's office. We've asked you what you knew about the email destruction and when. In response, you repeat the same talking points about cooperating with the police investigation, and then you've brought in new rules and procedures for documentation retention. The Archives and Record-Keeping Act was passed in 2006. So in other words, it was in place in 2011 when Liberal staff in the Premier's office were routinely deleting their records at the end of the day. If Liberals followed the rules that were in place in 2011, we wouldn't be having this discussion here today. So tell me, Acting Premier, what good is bringing in new rules and procedures when it's the same Liberal gang in place?
Thank you. I think the member from Renfrew, Nipissing, Pembroke, second time. Actually, third, but I'll give you a pass. Here we go.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, through you, I ask the honourable members, since when is cooperating with the Ontario Provincial Police and not interfering in an investigation, Mr. Speaker, talking points? Is this, Mr. Speaker, what Ontarians can expect from the opposition should they ever form government, Mr. Speaker, that they will freely interfere in an OPP investigation? Mr. Speaker, this is serious business. As to the second part of the question, Mr. Speaker, we are all aware of the report that came out from the Information and Privacy Commissioner, and we should also be all aware, Mr. Speaker, that we took non-legislative steps to ensure that we were complying, Mr. Speaker, with the act that she cited, and at the same time we have legislation before this legislature which would in fact strengthen that legislation.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Mr. Speaker, they're the government that put the rule in 2006. You didn't follow it, your government, and the OPP, you're the party that's being investigated by the OPP. So you might have had some credibility if you'd made an effort to find the guilty parties and bring them to justice, but you didn't do that. You've been claiming a conspiracy of silence has existed in your office since the day McGuinty handed the keys to Kathleen Wynne. But the Justice Committee has established repeatedly that high-level, senior Liberal staffers knew that gas plant information on hard drives was illegally erased. Either this Premier didn't know and her staff deliberately misled her, or she knew and hasn't been upfront with the people of Ontario. When can the hardworking people of Ontario expect you to finally come clean about what you knew and stop making a mockery out of the office of the Premier?
Thank you.
Mr. Speaker,
that was like one of Alex's questions.
On this side of the House, we're not prepared to make a mockery of an Ontario Provincial Police investigation. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Speaker, we allow the police to undertake their work. But let me quote, Mr. Speaker, from the Information and Privacy Commissioner, Dr. Ann Kavoukian, about the action that's been taken by our government. August 21st, Mr. Speaker, she had this to say about the Premier. She has been fully cooperative with me and my office. In fairness to Premier Wynne, she said, you have my full cooperation, whatever you want from us. July 26th, I think on a go-forward basis, the government really is looking to change things. The government is dedicated to opening up access to government data. On June 13th of last year, I have commended Premier Kathleen Wynne's government's approach to dealing with this issue, referencing the staff training program she instituted and the memo circulated by her Chief of Staff, June 25th, 2013. I'm pleased now to report that the new government has acted proactively to address the recommendations made in my report. Mr. Speaker, we have taken the necessary steps.
Thank you. New question, the member from Trinity Spadina.
Mr. Speaker, to the